go. Hey, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else on the spectrum here in 2019, thanks for tuning in once again and welcome to the loading screen. I'm 50% of your hosting team, the one and only Jin Fury, and I'm blessed to be joined, as usual, by the Sultan of Snipers, the champion of the chamber, the real-life Hawkeye himself, Phemeto.
Yeah, real-life Hawkeye. Okay. Hey, peoples. I'm Fem, your gunner guru of sorts, I guess. Today, we're going to be spiritually joined with another Monster Hunter legend, Sir Vanov himself. We're going to be discussing Switch Axe things, current event in Iceborne, and just that sort of thing. So, Vanov, over to you.
I like how every single podcast I do, the title I get becomes like more and more heroic. At first, I was like Pillar of the Community last week when I did it with Griffin. Now it's like Monster Hunter Legend. Feels good, man.
I mean, you are, right? I mean, who doesn't know Vanov? Come on.
Your reputation precedes you. Definitely.
There's like 2 reputations in there. I hope it's the good one. Okay.
There's definitely 2. There's definitely 2, like across the board, for sure. You've got 2 reps, no doubt about that, brother.
Alright, so I guess for people who might not know me, I'm a Switch Axe main. I mainly started doing speedruns in base Monster Hunter World, and now I kind of transitioned into Charge Plate and Iceborne. And I guess I apparently made myself enough of a name to actually be considered by other players as having an opinion.
Well, fucking duh, of course you did.
Duh!
Alright, let's go.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and start off with just some beginning topics on these decks. So when Iceborne first came out and with the beta and all that, everyone was talking about Switch Axe, how it was basically relegated to just using like claw draw and claw attacks because everything else seemed just unviable. And that was pretty, well, I wouldn't say accepted, but everyone knew that was the state of the Switch Axe going from the beta to like early game.
Definitely.
Do you think that's still the case now, or do you think that stigma is kind of over with?
I guess it depends on the people and on what types of runs they look at. Because if you, for example, look at NONTA, there you just go for optimal damage, right? And optimal damage in a lot of the situations, especially when you have Rocksteady on, for example, just involves clawing the monster's head and then just dumping as much damage as you can.
So is the claw attack really that strong compared to just like combos and stuff?
Like zero sum discharge is like 300 motion value, and I think like because you obviously also get elemental ticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite valuable for especially elemental Switch Axe, which got significantly buffed in Iceborne. So it's like the combination of not having to worry about Switch Axe generally having a poor mobility, because you're basically latched onto perhaps the best hit zone, and just being able to kind of loop that over and over and over until your awakened gauge depletes, or runs out, is pretty powerful. Now, in theory, if you could just sit in place and hack away at the monster, I am 100% sure that just sword mode combos would definitely be stronger. But stuff moves around.
So in let's say in an optimal situation, like would Affinity Booster, True Crit Element, Elemental, Switch Axe, DPS?
Yes, I think so. Definitely. So for example, if you take a monster like Gold Rathian, for example, in there your zero sums are mainly just your dumb tool. So for example, when she does the double fireball and then the tail flip, right? Like, okay, I can claw the head. So you claw the head, you zero sum. If you get a dunk, then you just go ham on the head with sword mode because it's a lot more damage.
Right, and that is a very safe setup too, because it's coming every single time.
Yep. So now to go between this kind of like TA and non-TA, there's a bit of difference. Obviously, non-TA can choose in some way to use better damage output combos because they don't have to worry about being thrown around by the monster as much. And then for example, in non-TA, you don't really see much of the axe-only playstyle, which is very common for TA. Like, you look at the T-Rex run, for example, and then on TA is just kind of leg locking with axe mode, whereas non-TA is you just tenderize the head and you just go ham with zero sum discharge.
So what makes axe so good for TA versus non-TA?
So axe inherently, because we have the new power axe mode, right?
Right.
and that just kind of shoves the stagger values through the roof. It's a super high multiplier.
So it does have a stagger multiplier on it?
Yes, it's purely a stagger and like part break multiplier. That's the
Nice.
It doesn't buff damage. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, and I don't want to throw any real numbers out there, but I have the suspicion that it's actually a lot. Like it's more than 50% buff.
Well, dude, I wouldn't be surprised. Fucking
Yeah,
slicing had double stagger values
Yeah.
for a while.
Yup. And because just for like when I played the Iceborne beta, the first Tigrex run I did was mainly using sword mode. And I swear to God, I felt like I needed twice the amount of damage to actually trip him. So Power Axe is some crazy stuff regarding staggers, and that allows you to just kind of loop monsters between tripped and claw staggered. So for example, for Tigrex, what you can do is you can trip him, and then during the trip you do enough damage to reach the claw stagger. And then as soon as the claw stagger is done, you do one hit and he trips over again.
Right, and you just kind of rinse and repeat that.
Exactly. So this only really works with Power Axe. You can try to do the same thing with sword mode, and you'll find that despite you doing significantly higher damage, it doesn't work. And there's kind of something funny there, is that Power Axe does less damage, but keeps monsters locked. So you get the feeling that you're doing more damage, but you're actually not. And this is why, for example, for a lot of these monsters like a T-Rex, T-Rex, etc., the fight on Switch Axe is a trip lock, but it's still slower than a lot of other weapons that don't even trip lock, because axe mode damage is still inherently very, very poor. So you're just locking stuff, but you're not actually doing a lot of damage compared to sword, because sword now basically the motion values got buffed across the board,
Right.
by like 10% each basically. So, and plus elemental files are obviously stronger. We don't rely on max might for crit anymore. And so yeah, a bunch of like quality of life changes that kind of made sword mode even better. But unfortunately what kind of sticks out the most is, oh shit, axe mode can lock and we can spam the zero sum with the claw.
That's crazy to think about that, despite having, significantly more damage with sword, it's still not
It's
quite
still-
optimal for that loop.
Yup, it's crazy. I think just recently there was some base Tigrex runs where people actually managed to push sword damage high enough that they can start implementing it in combos and kind of keep the lock. So that was really interesting to see. But
think-
the core of the strategy is still, sorry, you were gonna say something. I cut you
Oh
off.
no, I was just gonna say, do you think that'll be more prominent on PC when people are doing runs?
I certainly hope so. Because...
PC, the rebirth!
because kind of a mix of both modes would be the most fun to watch for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did a Brute Tigrex run on Switch Axe, which was just like a trip lock kind of. Although it's a bit harder, obviously, because the stagger threshold for Brute is way, way, way higher than regular T-Rex, it turns out.
Right. Yeah, it's like what, 300-400 more damage?
Yeah, something like that. And the thing is, after 3 hours, I was just sick of it. Because
Well, I understand.
yeah, it's extremely repetitive. You know exactly, you're like, okay, I need to get as many super roars as possible so I can do as many wild morphs and then get as many trips as I can. And then the fight just kind of not only is the AI you're looking for super like monotonic, but you yourself, what you do is also very monotonic. So it,
You're playing that slot machine, man.
yeah, man.
That's Monster Hunter.
Vanov, you just went back and forth, basically describing a couple of the runs. I got a question for you here. So Switch Axe, Monster Hunter World base versus Iceborne. Is it more fun to play or less fun to play? And is it more fun to watch or less fun to watch? Ball's in your court, brother.
I think, okay, so from my perspective, I think it's... Shit, this is a hard question. If you're looking from a perspective of skillful gameplay, I think base world takes it, because Switch Axe then was just inherently gimped in a lot of ways that it is
Sure.
in Iceborne, which made it
Yep.
really a lot harder to get a good run, and that's why actually getting the good run looked so good. Now at Iceborne, however, you can very easily teach people like, okay, this is the combo you're supposed to use when the monster is tripped, and then you re-trip it immediately when it gets up, so that that's like a significantly lower amount of skill needed. Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say. So speaking of base game world. Did you see that Switch Axe video of? I think I've posted on the Discord a few times. It was Narg with Switch Axe, and it was like, it was just after Turf War. I think it was a non-TA run. Yeah, 625. How crazy was that fucking run? Holy shit!
Nuts. Insane.
The thing that kind of like annoyed me with that run is that he missed the limb stop, but the Turf War stopped the limb stop.
Well, that's how all the 18 Nerg stuff goes.
I mean, you know, if you were looking at the skull, you could have zero-sum discharged the head as he was getting up and hope for a stagger. That sometimes works. But that like the guy didn't think of that. But then Kushala was like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna save your run. No worries."
Good old Kushala coming in to save that ass.
But no, the run was very good, and I don't know, like I was kind of disappointed that because the guy who did the run, he also had the fastest insect glaive time.
Oh really?
18. Yeah, he had both. And I mean, if you look at his base world runs, it's like 90% arena Nergi. The guy was like a Nergi main, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm kind of sad that he doesn't seem to do as many videos anymore, I think. But no, the run was super crazy. His phase 2 was very clean.
I'm not surprised. You know, a lot of people dropped off, you know, in your end of base game. Iceborne kind of build off more.
Surprisingly for me. I don't know.
I can't believe that happened still. I still can't believe that, like, there was that huge spike right at the beginning, and then now there's just not too much going on. You know what I mean?
I get it. I really do. Because while it's a great game, and a lot of people, like, it's great to play casually. I enjoy it a lot. It's just, it's not speedrun friendly at all. It's way worse than base game. And I think that turned off just a lot of people that we watched runs on. And, you know, I'm sure the casual player base is still, you know, alive and doing pretty good, but just, like, on a more competitive side, I don't think care enough anymore.
See, the thing that kind of surprises me about that is that, you know, do you really feel that Iceborne has more speed? Okay, I mean, it might have been because I've mostly been doing special arena, so I don't have to deal with stuff like limb stops and random turf
hate
wars
that, though. Everyone does arena. That's all it is arena.
Yeah, that's true. And then you're right. So there's definitely big problems preventing us from just doing normal quests. I don't know. I don't know why Capcom changed the limb stop.
Dude, the limp is the worst.
But you know, like some of the new monsters, like in base world, if you shot or staggered them at any point during their limp, they re-aggroed you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And now they don't. They just keep going.
Depends. It happens. I noticed it on like Tobi Kadachi and like some other tier 1.
Why are you fighting Tobi Kadachi?
I needed tempered
What the fuck?
I needed tempered Katos, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was in the guiding lines, and I shot a piercing pot at him, and he actually re-aggroed during the limp. So
did he enrage? Because
he didn't die from the pot?
No. I don't think he enraged. But
Really?
he might have been enraged.
Can he enrage?
Well, yeah, because so I've
Please.
seen that doing some runs. Well, I wouldn't say runs, but just doing some quests. Is that if a monster is limping and you trip their enrage threshold again, they will stay and fight for a little bit more.
Okay, and then you can do that with the claw, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
Flint. Okay, yeah, that might have been something. The pod might have pushed it past enrage. I didn't think of that. But yeah, no, the new limb stop is just, it's nasty. I don't know.
It's cancer, man. Especially with how fast monsters limp. Dude, they fucking scoot.
Oh, dude, and also the new, the Hoarfrost Reach sleeping area is literally super far from anywhere you fight anything.
Because everyone's got the same sleep spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you fight Tigrex, he limps for like 5 minutes. You fight Devil Joe, he freaking crosses half the map. Please. Yeah, so that's something. But overall though, like, ignoring these changes, I don't know if these changes are actually what turned most people off. Because I was kind of in the same boat as Jin, where I was very surprised that people got turned off from the game so fast. Because, see, what I was expecting from Iceborne, for me it could have gone 2 ways. It could have gone, we get kind of a base world again, just like everything's kind of a lock, and we just like shit on everything. Or it could have gone that they thought that the Arc-Tempered Elder balance level was the proper thing to do, and then we would all have gotten really, really annoyed because, let's be honest, like a lot of the Arc-Tempered Elders had many bullshit elements to them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I actually think that the Arc Temper Elder was the right balance level. I think those were the most fun quests to do.
Really?
And yeah, I do really. But the thing is, they didn't have the limp like Iceborne does.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
They had regular limp, which was fine.
Definitely.
But it's also, I don't think it's any one thing that kind of pushed people over. I think it's just all the little things just kept adding up and adding up. Like, people are annoyed with Claw, and they're still annoyed with Claw. People don't like the limp. Most of the good monsters don't have optional quests to do them on. Everything's stuck to arena because of the limp, and it's just like, it's all the little things. They're just like, oh my god.
I think I can agree with that, because if I probably branch out of arena, I'm probably going to start seeing the same issues. Because for me, as far as, you know, what I've been exposed to, which, as I say again, is mostly arena, it's the game balance between hunter and monster feels a lot better.
It does. It feels great. Like, I love playing it.
Yeah. Yep. Clutch Claw is stupid because it's some fights, like Devil Joe, for example. You get the counter, you get the dunk. He gets up, he immediately claw stagger.
Yeah, you do the same thing. Yeah, because the claw stagger locks on your threshold, so you just rinse and repeat it forever.
Yes. So I definitely think the claw stagger is too low, like the damage threshold. Then again, that punishes, for example, things like light weapons who need to claw very often to keep their tenderized up.
I've seen that. I think a lot of weapons besides bow just stop clawing in general. Like,
oh really?
A lot of light bow gun runs are just stickies and elementals now. I think a lot of insect glaive. I think insect glaive still works on claw. But the other things like lance or gun lance is all shells now, so it doesn't claw. Sword and shield is pretty much, well, nobody does sword and shield runs, but it's all elemental, and so they don't really worry about the claw either.
There's actually a few people who do some sword and shield runs, and they're like very sick. I can send you
really.
Runs, yes.
We need to get a sword and shield person. Where's Maestro?
Maestro hates the weapon now, though.
I know.
How do we get him back? That cat was good.
Dude, yeah, I wish. Now he's depressed. He feels ruined.
I don't blame him. He's playing Frontier though, and Frontier's sweet, so that's fine.
Man, rip that game soon.
Dude, there'll be private servers for Frontier. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
it'll like a couple months out. Fine.
And okay, so to go back to like the whole Iceborne speedrunning issue, for me, kind of Iceborne is definitely a step up compared to what I was expecting going in from World. So, you know, if I had to say, was I expecting Iceborne to fix all issues I had with speedrunning? I'd say absolutely. Because I think most of the kind of old speedrunners in this game, obviously we have like better, or we think older games are perhaps better to speedrun in many aspects because of various elements. And I wasn't expecting Iceborne to shift in that direction at all. So I'm gonna say that with what we got, I'm satisfied, considering things could have been a lot worse.
I agree.
The game's not perfect. You can say it's arguably, you know, objectively bad because of shit like limb stop, a bunch of random spawns, drunk bird, etc.
And 3 monsters at the same time.
Oh, dude, Banbaro.
Dude, fuck Bombaro so hard. Oh my god.
My freaking
always
god.
Invading.
And the thing is, he just sits there and roars, and every single time he roars.
Because he doesn't have a turf war with anybody besides like Beatotus. He just fucking roars at people for like 7 minutes.
And that's quite the turf war. That is definitely quite the turf war.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, I don't know why the whole roar thing is a thing. Just no one likes it. Like, even the players, like the most casual players, definitely don't like sitting there for 45 seconds as Savage demolishes their ass because Banbro is like constantly roaring at them.
Yep.
And Capcom are like, oh, let's give you Black Eagle Charge Blade.
There's an icing on the cake for you. Yeah. Black Eagle Charge Blade.
That weapon's really good.
Dude, the purple.
It's really good. It's really good.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen probably more Black Eagle Charge Blade group runs than like anything else.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
That just shows that people got a lot of free time, bro. That's it. People running out of ideas, man.
I
People
guess.
running out of ideas.
Speaking of Charge Blade, though, you're Charge Blade main in Iceborne now, basically.
Yes.
I mean, do you have any plans on going back to Switch Axe?
Okay, so kind of there's a few monsters I think where the playstyle that's all is definitely what I liked from base world. So some of them I like include, for example, Glavinus. Like Glavinus, you're basically forced to play like a very sidestep heavy game. You
Right.
cannot do it, like axe mode on him isn't really good. Can't much, and you can't really spam zero sum because he also likes to spam fights. So he kind of denies you the usage of the tools that make the runs a bit more stale and less interesting to watch. And I think another monster that might have the same behavior is because I know that most of the Zinogre videos so far are just like power axe, but like I feel like Zinogre has a lot of openings, and even if it's like short openings, like you iframe a paw slam and then you land a triangle, is much better than you just like running around in axe mode waiting for him to finish his like 5 or 6 move combo and then getting a few hits in, which are going to be lower damage than sword.
Right.
So I don't know if people are going to bother trying or like optimizing that, but I think it might be something interesting. And so I don't know, like honestly, the reason I'm grinding for decos right now is mainly so I can get some good Switch Axe sets. Because Charge Blade is kind of easy, right? You just get Offensive Guard, which you can get from anything. And you don't need Challenger Plus, you don't need Handicraft Plus, you don't need Attack Plus.
Right, you just need your artillery and you're good to go.
Yeah,
Just need that save wizard.
oh.
Put on your wizard hat. I had a wizard.
Yeah, so the wizard hat is something I'll consider definitely down the line because I'm still like master rank 180, and that's like I haven't spent nearly as much time farming as other people.
You're telling me, dude, I'm at fucking almost 500 right now. I'm still trying to get decos.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like I still need all my elemental decos and all the attack decos, and I don't have a handicraft plus, even though I'll never use it. But still,
Elemental decos are another thing, yeah.
why are they so fucking rare, dude? Like,
I have no idea. It's just and like the best thing is like Capcom a few weeks ago gave us like a challenge, and it's the 2 slot.
yeah, they gave us a challenger deco.
You could have at least like been chill a bit and given us Challenger Plus, because you know that everyone literally grinds for that thing.
Yep.
But no.
I know. That's like just like a big troll middle finger to everyone. Here's a challenger deco. And it turns out it's just a base level 2
Yeah.
one. Like, thanks. The Wind has 700 of these already.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess for new players it's useful, but
Well, but even so, like people playing Iceborne, dude, you get those like higher tier, like
2 slots and 3
stuff.
slots super
yeah, you
easy.
get them all the
Yeah.
time. I've
Yeah.
gotten like 7 or 8 attack boost decos since playing Iceborne, and like countless of other things.
For me, it's like
Me too,
handicraft.
from Save Wizard.
Shut up, Jay.
Jit, goddammit. How much is Save Wizard sponsoring you to say this?
Hopefully after this, quite a bit.
So yeah, Switch Axe is definitely out of my radar. It's just right now I'm still in the phase of kind of enjoying Charge Blade a lot because, like, when's the last game I actually liked playing that thing? Like For You?
Well, I mean, that's the last game anyone liked playing Charge Blade was For You.
Basically, like Generations Ultimate. There's some monsters where I kind of liked it, and then 90% of the monsters I just like. It was torture, so I was like, please no. And then yeah, obviously Base World I didn't like the playstyle, so I swapped to Switch Axe, and now it's kind of interesting. I definitely like it a lot, but I'll see, once the honeymoon phase is over, I'll see where I'll go to.
Now, are you still playing Iceborne, or are you playing something else now?
Besides
Pokemon.
No, really Iceborne. But yeah, now it's romance for a few weeks, and then probably get back to Iceborne. Yeah, I generally like stick to one game when I start it, which means that unfortunately there's a lot of the quote-unquote classics or must-plays that I've missed, but
Dude, I still haven't played Horizon.
Oh, same. Like,
Oh, you guys got to get on that. That game
I
is
know,
incredible.
but it's
It
like,
is
dude,
so good. It is so
I was like,
good.
it's just Bowgun Monster Hunter. I'm just like, eh.
It's so good. It's that game just for the story. I don't play a lot of games because stories for the story because they end up falling apart. But that one's good. I'm waiting for the sequel. I don't want to ruin anything.
nice. So
Um,
there's another thing I have to play.
Speaking of ruining things, Vanov, this is something that I want to start asking people as they come on here, just because I think that you might be able to have a better insight than even maybe some of the developers, and maybe maybe even a different look too. If you had control of the weapon at this point on, you had the option to rework the weapon. You had a balance patch, whatever. Same thing they did where they changed it, big, small, everything in between. Anything off the top of your head that you could think of that you would want to switch about the weapon? More ZSD, less ZSD, incompatibility with certain things. Whatever you're looking at. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, I think zero sum in principle it's a cool move. It's super strong. I mean, they made it stronger in Iceborne, but in the old game, the problem was that the monster has a lot of attacks that
Problem
could
is a
knock
fucking
you off.
sidestep.
I'm gonna
Just press X.
just press X. Yeah. So I mean, claw zero sum, I would definitely remove. Because it's super abusable and it's like I don't think Switch Axe needs it. Like other weapons can use their claw to try to stop limps if limps were stoppable. Switch Axe can already do that with zero sum. Like it's once you have the max like Scalefly limp and you see the skull appear, you usually know the monster is gonna limp within 1 to 2 attacks. So generally your strategy in base world, especially if the monster was tripped, is that at the end of your combo, as it's getting up, you zero sum, so you latch on it with the final explosion. I think. Sorry.
I just wanted to pause really quick. Is the claw zero sum the same motion value as the actual zero sum?
I am 100% sure. Yes.
Oh wow.
The thing is,
wow.
that's also another thing. See, that might be another balance. Is reduce the motion value. But I think the problem mainly with Claw Zero Sum is perhaps not Zero Sum itself. It's the fact that the monsters just have kind of dead zones on a lot of body parts. For example, Velkhana. The ice breaths, you can just claw the head and it does nothing.
Velkhana's head, you can claw on anything besides
Exactly.
a sidestep or a dash. Anything else, you are 100% safe on.
And there's still so many attacks that are done with the head. And sometimes the AI doesn't even prioritize using attack that would get you off. For example, if Velkhana and you're clawed on the head, there's literally nothing it can do to get you off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aerial
attack.
Velkhana just gets shredded.
Yup. And this is kind of a similar story for a lot of monsters. Because for some reason they changed his bite, so now it just kind of does chip damage and not any real knockback. And the only moves on the head that can really knock you off are like the lunges, which it doesn't really do that often. So it's kind of like, and this kind of similarly on Rathalos. Regular Rathalos has quite a few moves where he shoots fireballs and you. So it's
Oh, you kind of cut out there. What'd you say?
You're
after
cutting out,
fireballs?
Vanov.
Oh, sorry. I
Got
said
that
it's
crowd Wi-Fi. Fix that shit. Kick the hamster.
make the wheels spin faster.
That's right. Spin it.
You have coconut equipment out there too?
He's got the coconut.
So what I was saying is, first I talked about, did I cut out before or after talking about Narga TA?
We heard what you were talking about, but I think I missed Narga TA. But
Okay, so basically Narga and where their head is just free, the claw on a bunch of attacks, and when you combine that with the fact that you have a super high motion value move like Zero Sum, and especially the fact that Zero Sum after claw does not depend on your meter. Because if you go past like a certain bar, you just can't morph the sword.
right,
Claw disregards that mechanic entirely.
really?
You can
Wow.
zero sum with empty meter until your awaken gauge, which by default lasts like 45 seconds. Until that runs out, you can zero sum as many times as you want.
Oh
So
wow!
your sword meter can be at 0 all the time, and you can still zero sum.
That's
Oh, geez, that is
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yes. So if that thing was removed, so that if you're below the bar, you can't even morph to sword while you're clawed, I think that would make it like that would be a huge hit to zero sum.
But would you want that as a change?
I think yes, because it would definitely, you'd have to actually think of when do you zero sum. For example, you look at your meter and then you see that you're almost full. Is it a good moment to zero sum? Probably yes, because you have a bunch of meter to spare. Now, if your meter is almost empty, then do you want to zero sum? Probably not, because you're going to drain it and then you're going to have time to be able to get back into sword mode.
Right,
So
yeah.
probably, yeah. So that's going to add some more thoughtfulness to the gameplay. And to go back to the initial question from Jin, so what would you change about the weapon? I would, first of all, the sword hop distance, I would put that back to how it was in the old games. I think we've seen jacks in Generations Ultimate and 3U and 4U. That stuff is basically like if you had evade distance 2.
Really? Wait, the hop distance is larger in the older games?
Oh, dude, it's way larger, especially in sword mode.
Really? I did not
Yes.
notice that at all. Oh, I'm not a
And-
Switch X main, but okay.
The other thing is, okay, so for example, in Iceborne, they buffed the distance of the forward hop.
Right,
So
I know
that's
that
really
part.
good. But in old games, you had, when you rolled forward, you got a regular roll.
Right, yeah.
And we all know that hops have less iframes than regular rolls in Iceborne, Switch X, or in base world as well. So, and then you don't really gain anything from replacing the old forward roll with a forward hop. The only thing you change is that you basically reduce the amount of iframe. So that's one change that I don't really think was necessary. And yeah, so for sword mode, I'm fine with being less mobile than axe because it has higher damage. For me, that's fine. Now, what I would like to switch in axe mode, for example, power axe is good in principle, but I would probably sacrifice some of the stagger buff to also a small damage buff. This way, it's not just, go into axe mode to trip block stuff all day, but still do no damage at the end, because axe mode DPS is still pathetic.
So what are you talking about? You want like 20% more axe damage? Cut off?
And then cut off quite a bit of the stagger.
Yeah, we don't know
And
the
give
actual
CSD to
stagger.
Insect Glaive.
Gives
Oh,
CSD
sure.
Insect Glaive.
I don't mind. Bug to like turbo hump them up.
Yeah.
Dude, how cool would that be for Insect Glaive if you could throw
Yes.
your bug on it to attach to it and the bug
Yeah!
explodes?
What? The bug explodes.
Well, like
Yeah!
a CSD, like he just keeps like zapping it or something, and then he just fucking
Oh.
explodes. Why not?
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Like you absorb like 7 essences and then you could just shoot it to the thing's face, dude. Dude, that'd be incredible. They need to add that. I'm all for it. Like that's the move I would make. I don't even play Insect Glaive, but I want to do that.
And you want to go for something?
Yeah, Vanov. Here's a question for you. I know that you've played a couple iterations of the game, and this is something that just, I'm curious, and I'm sure that a lot of the viewers would be curious. What's your favorite monster in Iceborne so far, man?
Oof. That's a tough one because Iceborne for me has been like T-Rex and Gold Rathian. Like literally, that's almost all I've done. My favorite monster in Iceborne.
Well,
for
let me pause you before you answer. Maybe not to speedrun, but just in general.
oh, huh. Holy shit! I don't know. I think it might still actually be one of them because I Tigrex. Well, okay, mainly Molten Tigrex, but settle with Brute because it's the second thing after that. And I always thought Brute was really cool, and I kind of like what they did to him. I think visually he looks amazing.
Yep.
I like his fight too. World Brute is pretty cool.
Yep. And so it would definitely, and then Gold Wrath, I think the fight is pretty good. Obviously, I don't know how people feel about the fact that you can know which tail flip is coming after the double fireball, but I think a lot of the elements implemented in that fight are good for core Monster Hunter kind of principle of gameplay.
I agree 100%. Gold Rathian is so telegraphed. You know exactly what she's doing 2 moves ahead of the time. Like,
Exactly.
But it looks great. It looks great to fight, and it's fun to watch. So I think that that's a good monster for sure. I'm all about Gold Rathian videos, man. I just wish that you had a better place to fight it than Special Arena. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I would change.
Oh, dude, I mean, the only other place you have is trash nerdy sleep.
Dude, fuck the pillars in Nergigante's area so hard. I hate those goddamn pillars. They're always dropping.
Yep. And also, there's something else with that, is that for some reason, Gold Rathian seems to... Maybe it's because of the uneven terrain.
Hold on, she seems
You're
to
cutting out again, Vanov.
Cut out, man.
Okay. Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, that area also has something weird with Gold Rathian that she's... than in the Special Arena, probably because of the terrain. But
You cut out again, brother.
Dude, whatever you're trying to say, Capcom does not want you to say, apparently.
Yeah, we don't even need to censor it. It just censors itself, dude. You're doing some Epstein-style stuff.
I was just wanting to say the flying Gold Rathian is higher in the Nergy sleep area than the Special Arena.
Oh, really? Wait, she flies higher over there?
So you know, you guys watched the chart in the Special Arena, right?
Yeah, you can just swap at it with an axe while it's in the air.
You know that round slash dunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single time I tried to do it in the Nergy area, I did not hit the head, I hit the leg.
Really?
and so it failed, yes. So I don't know if that's like me being rusty on timing, but I think it's somehow about like the elevation of the area because at all.
I wouldn't put it past that at all.
Yeah.
I could totally see that being an issue.
So there's that too. So I don't know if it affects many weapons.
Have you guys noticed that the terrain in Iceborne is way jankier than base game? Like, monsters are, dunking with their heads in the ground like a fucking ostrich, and, they're clipping into everything. It's just weird.
What I hate is the Teostra out of bounds bullshit.
You can't claw it? Yeah, because his head's, out.
The best is if you claw it and then you hit the circle to do the claw punch, and then you go out of bounds, you just kind of dismount manually.
Yep.
But, automatically. That's so annoying.
Thanks, Capcom.
Yep. And there's recently a town on Wallbang Akirian, and it was in the Guiding Lands. So in the coral, like in the sleeping area, you have that kind of ridge on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kirin was there, and the guy wallbanged it, and then Kirin somehow it started running literally into the wall, but it never actually went into the wallbang animation.
So it just got stuck running?
Yeah, stuck running into the wall, and then it just kind of did the normal turn around, you failed to wallbang me animation.
Oh, that happens all the fucking time, dude. Yeah, the failed wall bangs where they're just wall sliding for 4 seconds. And you're like,
Yes.
No? Alright.
And so that's another thing. And Clutch Claw, what can we say about that? We got fixes. Do you see any difference? I fucking don't.
Yeah, I do, but it's not crazy. But I do notice that they magnet a lot harder, but that's not exactly a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad that I have a reason to be mad now. I mean, before, I was like, oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong, you know what I mean? And then they were like, oh, yeah, there's a problem, we'll address it, we'll code it, and then now it's, still there, so now I can be mad and be pissed off, and it's okay about it.
Yep. I don't know why it's so hard for them to fix. In my head, the way if you're clawing onto a part to which you can latch, the game should just get you to that part no matter what. We're already teleporting through monsters and terrain to reach so... Yeah,
because you touch it with the claw, it does claw damage. It's just put you on wherever the claw did damage.
Exactly, and if you can't get on that part, if you claw something that's not clawable, just get the distance to the nearest clawable part, and then, but at first it should take priority that if you clawed something to which you can latch, you just go there, and nothing else matters.
It would be nice if it operated that way, huh?
Yup.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It definitely seems simpler
Well, I mean, I think it's just like more of an engine issue. The same thing with long swords, Helmbreaker just not registering, or any projectile just getting moonshotted into oblivion. It's just like,
Oh, that happens? Yeah, so can you explain a bit about that? I haven't seen it too.
oh, it still happens all the time, even in Iceborne. So basically, the way the projectile thing works, compared to old games, the reticle now for any projectile is an actual 3D object in the area. And so let's say you're close to a monster. It's like, say you're running spreads and you're hugging a monster.
Yeah.
And so you have the head right in front of you. But if something happens, like a wing or anything like goes between you and whatever you're aiming at, the reticle gets pushed back to be on that target. So when you shoot, it's going from
it goes up.
Yeah, it goes from the barrel to the reticle, which is now, behind the barrel of the gun because something got in the way, and it fucking goes that way. Or in the case of a bow has a stupid target lock where if you don't change the camera, it'll automatically shoot in the same spot you shot before. But if something gets in the way, like, a wing flap or whatever, it goes, oh, look, your reticle touched something else. Let's fucking attach to the wing, which is now your auto target, which is 8 feet up in the air. So you just moonshot straight up. And it's like, come on.
Wow.
And then the reason why it bugs me is because the modders for Base World have shown me that is a toggle thing, I guess. Toggleable. Is that a word? Toggleable? That
Probably
you can
not.
turn off and
Make
on.
it a word.
Nah.
So base game can turn off auto target on bow, like with mods, but it's not an option in the game.
Wow.
So I don't know, just
Okay,
So it's still a problem, and I still fucking hate it. But at this point, it's the game.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, no, at this point, I don't think anything is changing.
It's an engine problem. That's what I'm saying. It's the way the engine was designed, I think.
Welp. That's bad.
I think it's time to pound your drink.
Okay.
Yeah, let me go grab another one real quick.
Ugh, I hate pounding wine. Pounding wine sucks.
Yeah, I can't exactly pound whatever I'm drinking.
What are you drinking over there, Vanov?
So I have myself some half-finished bottle of vodka, and I can't exactly pound it because thanks to Pokemon's release yesterday, I did not get much sleep, and if I pound it, I might freaking fall asleep in stream. So,
Vanov, are you?
So what
actually
you're
out there
saying
in
is
Russia?
you're not a big dog?
That's a fancy way of saying, are you not a bitch?
Yeah, you're not a big
Alright.
dog then? Just say it real quick one time for the camera. I'm not a big dog. Can we just get that loud? Turn the mic on.
Is that coffee gin?
No, I put, this is an Irish coffee. I did the old Jameson.
Oh, whatever. That's still coffee.
I threw up blood last week, motherfucker. I can drink at my own pace. Relax.
The
I got this.
frequency in which we do the podcast is up to you. If you threw up blood and you wanted to do it the following week, that is on you.
I'm dedicated. I'm to the cause, bro.
Nice.
All right. Vanov, are you actually out there in Russia?
No, I'm in Canada, dude.
Oh, okay.
I live in Canada.
I don't know, the sickle and
The
axe
poor man's Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, because honestly, you'd be surprised how many this is.
Really? Is that a big thing in Canada? Communism?
No, no, but
No, it is not. It is not. Absolutely, it is not.
As much as people want to deny it, things like you have free healthcare, like welfare is super good here, so you can be unemployed and you still get not bad amounts of money from my and other working people's taxes.
I'm just saying, bro. You got a job. You got a government job. You got to be careful. We'll have to cut that part.
What are they going to do? Fire me? Oh, no.
I don't know, man. I have maybe not. Maybe not. But I'd rather not take that chance and find out that my good buddy got his job fired because we didn't cut out an 8-second
That just means you have to hire me. What do I care?
I'll hire you in 4 seconds. I'll hire you right now. You know what? Drop it. Start saying some racial shit. Go ahead. Just get fired. I need staff. ASAP. Did we touch on Rajang yet on optionals? No, we didn't talk about that
We
yet, right?
did not. So, Vanov, did you see that there is the event optional for Rajang that's up?
Is it in Elder Recess or in Wildspire?
I honestly have no idea.
It is in Wildspire.
Okay.
Ew,
good.
that's like the worst spot.
No.
And it's a rotating event quest.
Yeah. See, the reason Wildspire is not the worst is you can pull off some significant. You know the flat.
No, you cut out. I have no idea what
You're cutting out again, bro.
Okay. So in Wildspire, you fight Rajang in the swamp.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay, yeah,
And-
swamp.
If I don't know if you've seen BB's Greatsword video,
No.
but you can kind of, depending on the way, because the way Rajang recoils when he does the counter is dependent on the direction from which the move that triggered the counter hit him, right?
Right?
So you can kind of make Rajang draw a circle because the area is kind of wide enough, so you kind of don't get screwed as much by walls,
Okay.
is what I'm trying to say. So I think that area, although you have like parafrogs and shit and
Well-
water, might be one of the best ones.
But is it still the best now that TA has banned Drunkbird?
I mean, you have like a 25-second run from camp. I think that's fairly fine. So, I want your guys' opinion on this. What do you think about TA banning Drunkbird and people complaining about it? Do you think Drunkbird should be banned or?
No, I mean, okay, so and for TAs specific, Drunkbird should be banned because one, if everyone's playing TA rules, we all have the same baseline anyway. If everyone's starting from the
Yes.
camp, we all have the exact same starting point. Yes, your hunts are going to be a little bit slower because you don't have Drunkbird to land right in front of the monster, but everyone has the exact same start. It doesn't matter. And if you're playing TA with all these other like just arbitrary rules that we're putting in, what difference does it make if we're running Drunkbird or not?
Okay, yeah, same. Because I feel the same way, and I know a lot of people, because 40-second time save, they're gonna be like, oh no, my run is now 4-minute 3 instead of like freaking like 40 seconds less.
Right.
It's
And
like
you know,
5 minutes. I don't know
whenever
if
people, sorry,
whatever.
buddy.
No worries.
Whenever people complain about, Drunkbird or stuff like that or anything along those lines and really put a stink up, I always have one question I ask them right away, and it's the same to pretty much everybody. Are you employed, sir? And that usually ends the conversation, so I'll just
Oh
leave it
my
at that,
God.
how I feel about it.
So I think I think the Drunkbird chances are perhaps high enough in Iceborne that even employed people might start considering them.
You know, it's fine. It's definitely a lot higher
No?
than base game.
Okay,
Like,
Jin's facial expression tells me.
no, come on.
I'm
it's-
definitely not part of the consensus.
Okay,
I don't
it
know
is-
always off on the
It's
side.
still much better than base game to get Drunkbird. It's like what 1 in 5 to get
Yeah,
Drunkbird
something like
on
that.
the spot you actually want it to. But it's like
Yep.
that's still you're throwing out 80% of your quests just
Yep.
without even doing anything, and that's what I hate. It's like
Same.
Just-
I hate
let's
when
just-
I'm resetting more than when I'm actually fighting.
right. It's like because if you're fighting and resetting, okay, that's an AI issue. That's maybe you messed up, something like that. But if you're just resetting because you didn't get dropped on the right spot, dude, that's fucking sucks.
Yep,
Get rid of it. Nobody gives a shit.
I agree with that.
We're making stupid fucking rules anyways. Oh, speaking of love, how the fuck is Turf War still allowed in TA?
Even in base game, it was allowed, right?
Well, in base game, we didn't have that much of an issue, to be honest. But it's like, I thought that was the whole point of dunk pods, is to get rid of monsters. But it's like, TA is
Yes.
legal. And it's like, fucking Rajang and Bombaro invade everything. And
Well,
it's like,
the thing is, for example, you can't with a dung pod, can you?
wait, hold on, repeat that?
Isn't Rajang immune to dung pods? In all games so far, he's been.
You know, if you shoot a dunk pod at him, he does get stinky, but I don't know if
I don't think he
actually
leaves.
moves.
Yeah. So I think, for example, that's one of the problems. Freaking like you dung pod Rajang, and then he's still your Rathalos, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah, but at the same time, now that is the optimal strat. Is that you have to get the turf war.
But I mean, in base world, it was the same thing, right? We always went for turf wars.
Dude,
No?
come on, show me a TA run in base game that had turf wars.
Oh, dude, anything that does, you remember Throne Taker?
Yeah.
any weapon that can't kill Nergi and like.
Okay, so any shitty ass weapon, dude. I could kill Nergi before Luna showed up with a light bowgun. If that's not low tier, then what is? Come on.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's true. You could do that with anything, but then Luna sucks ass and you lose damage on.
I mean, fair, 100% fair, because Luna fucking sucks. But it's like, come on, I don't think a lot of people did the turf war on Luna for that quest.
Oh, I went for it every single time. It's a 10% HP shave on a monster. Like,
well, on 2 monsters, 7%. Really.
Yeah, exactly. You kill Nergi directly after.
You know what? I didn't realize that. I should go back and do my Throne Taker run.
With Master Rank gear, don't forget.
With Master Rank gear, yeah.
I think that's like a new fad because I saw videos of like Behemoth and shit with like Master Rank gear.
Why are people going back and doing high rank gear or high rank quests with Master Rank gear? I don't understand that.
Exactly. I don't get it either, but whatever.
I think we strayed way far away from the topic of
Indeed.
Rajang optional quests.
Okay, so Rajang being an optional quest, like, what do you feel and what are your thoughts about, they keep adding the monsters that didn't have optionals, like Silverlos and Gold Rathian, and not yet Brute Tigrex, I don't think, but Rajang and stuff like that.
We have Brute Tigrex.
We have an arena quest. We have an actual option.
There's an event.
Well, yeah, okay, an event quest, but they keep adding them as events, and those are rotating. Yes. And isn't that fucking stupid? Like, how do you feel about it? Because I think it's really dumb that these quests don't have optionals, maybe except some arenas. But it's like, why are we?
I'm in the same. You remember when if someone tries to defend rotating events, because for me, rotating events are just stupid. Like, people don't have unlimited time. Sometimes you just can't play the game for 2, and then what? You're screwed?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you are.
Mm-hmm. You are. Yeah, that's exactly what you are. Yeah, exactly. And that's why it sucks. But that's also the reason I think a lot of people hate Kolv. Nobody would hate Kolv if Kolv was always around. You can just do it whenever to get relics. But the fact that it was a super RNG heavy, on top of it only being around like a week at a time, like once a month, fucking sucked. Yeah.
So for me, these rotating event quests are still... They're like a step in the right direction, but they're definitely not what they can.
I was gonna say, but why bother having them at all? It takes 2 seconds to make an optional quest. We already know that. So it's like, come on, they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that bugs the shit out of me.
They're like trying to get people to be like, oh yeah, let's do Brute Tigrex, but Brute Tigrex is back now, so you can do it this week, and then next week is something different, and it's like, yo. Can't I just do whatever I want whenever I want?
And that's the other thing. It's like, I don't think any casual players care about it. Like, oh, there's an optional Rajang for what? Nothing? So,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
There's no reason. It's for speedrunners, and that's why I hate so much of the design and game choices of this, is because it seems so just middle fingers to speedrunners.
Yeah.
And I get it, speedrunning is not a big thing in Monster Hunter. It's not designed that way, it's not built around that way. But there's still an audience for it. Why do you have to just dick them around so much?
And the thing is, nobody gains anything event time, because the people who play the game rarely, they won't care if some random monster they can farm in an investigation that they already have comes back for a week.
Exactly, with no special reward.
Exactly. So that's the big question mark. Why are you doing it? No reason.
Dude, it's middle fingers to us, I swear.
And the other thing I don't understand is, why does Basil get the special being put in the arena when Rajang and Brute and everything else is in their own like different area?
Couldn't answer that.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm glad Basil is, because I enjoy the Basil fight quite a bit more than Base World. But I wish they at least did the same thing for everything else they're bringing back as rotating optionals.
Basil was really good. Actually, I really enjoyed the new Basil fight.
Yeah, they improved it quite a bit. And I think this is like... Sorry, go for it.
So I didn't want to stop you, but I was just saying, did you notice with the Basil fight that, so if you were fighting Basil before, you could roll through his body and his like wing. There's that little arc you could roll through and not get hit.
By the face drag?
Yeah, by the face drag.
Yes.
So
thing is like,
the arms aren't a hitbox anymore. You can just pass by it.
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the little like part of the wing that touches the ground, that's no longer a hitbox.
Oh, holy, okay, that's so nice. I had no idea.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of basil today and the other day, and I just noticed it. I was like, that should have hit me because I touched the wing, but it's not a
Ooh.
hitbox anymore. That's the same like I put out a video yesterday about Devil Joe, and Devil Joe's little arms are not a factor anymore. You don't hit the arms at all. Like if you're going for the chest, the arms don't hit.
Because they used to be shit zones in baseball.
Yeah, they used to be horrible zones. And I mean, they're better now.
Really bad.
But you don't hit them at all. So they've tidied up a lot of the like the shitty fights with much better like hit zones and hitboxes and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I really like Goose, is because that wing touch is not a hit zone anymore.
Yeah. Also, this for me that was really big during beta. Bite. The first time the wing went through me, I was like, what? Because in every single old game, he had like a full body hitbox when he did the double bite.
Right.
And no matter what hits you, you just fly off. And now it's like, oh, okay. This does nothing. Cool.
I mean, it makes you feel a lot better to iframe and stuff like that, or just dodge through
definitely. And this is kind of a funny thing, is that there's this paradox. They've improved details like that, but then the much bigger glaring issues they haven't touched on. I found that, I don't know, I think that's quite
like just fucking
surprising.
hit zones.
Oh yeah, that's I mean, claw incentive. What do you
And that's, I think everyone is in agreement that like the entire gameplay is based around that claw, including the hit zones, and it's just
It's a shame.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's literally just a shame. Like
it's not like just a tool in your arsenal. Your arsenal is centered around clawing.
Exactly.
And
like you
utilizing
have
whatever you
to
do.
go around it.
It should be a play style, not a requirement, right? I think that's the way we all look at it. It should be like a play style, not a requirement.
Exactly. And so Vanov, I don't know if you know about gunner hit zones very much, but you know Glavinus in...
I know that they're terrible in like 90% of the...
Yeah.
So you know them then, yeah. So you know them.
Okay. Like, so in Generations and GU, Glav had pretty reasonable gunner hit zones.
Yeah.
Like his dorsal fins were 50.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was great. Glavinus has no hit zone that is greater than, I think, 40.
What?
Gunner. Nothing. You have to claw anything to get weakness exploit. Actually, let me look it up on Kirinico really quick. I think they're even worse than that.
So what, you just claw? I mean, obviously you just stick it if you're light bowgun.
Elemental works halfway decent, to be honest. Water light bowgun, or not water, just elemental light bowgun in general is doing great this game because clutch claw. That's basically it. 'Cause you don't have to worry about it.
Because you save time as well on the claw itself.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. So the throat of Glav is a 45 gunner hit zone, but nothing else is above 30 until you get heated tail.
Nice.
That
and
is it.
The throat is like absolutely tiny.
It's tiny. It's fucking tiny. You just hit the head or something, any like the neck. Yeah. It's specifically the throat, that little sliver that gets red.
Of yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
but
thing
everything
that hangs.
Yeah, everything else is below, is 30 or below for gunner. It's like, what the fuck, dude? How, like,
I don't know how that made it. Yeah. I don't know, did they think gunning was too safe, so you...
I mean, to be fair, gunning Glav is really safe. But on the other hand of that, you also get one shot from any tempered monster. So
yeah, exactly. Like your tempered Volcana's damage is wow.
Tempered Volcana is really strong. Well,
even on Blade Master.
Especially Guided Lands. Have you guys noticed that Guided Lands monsters are way stronger than Investigations?
Yeah, they whack hard.
Huh, that's interesting. I haven't noticed that.
Well, especially like Guided Lands Luna spams her new Supernova move all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But Investigation Luna does not. She's got like the exact same AI as base game for the most part.
That's true.
So, dude, Guided Lands monsters are no joke.
Yeah, dude, the other day, like, I don't know, 1 hour, and I was getting annoyed by the freaking tempered Tobi Kadachi for like the first 30 minutes. It's so bad.
Dude, I'm sure that tempered Tobi damn near one-shot you with the tail flip.
Yeah,
too.
no, the tail flip is a one-shot.
Yeah, is that for a
It's a
melee?
clean
Wait, really
one-shot.
for a melee?
Yes, it's
What the
it's a
fuck?
clean one shot. It's bad, dude. And like the tail spin, the one where he spins and he's
The-
like
the
"Fuck
G-rank
this
one?
thing." Yeah, the thing is like 80% HP at least or something.
Jesus Christ. Well, I don't feel so bad for getting one tapped as a gunner.
No, dude, it's been especially those like tier 1 monsters that are so erratic patterns whatsoever and have some janky ass unpolished hitboxes,
Dude.
and then you just fight them and you're like, oh, I suck.
Bombaro's fucking tree. Tempered Bombaro throwing a tree fucking sucks, dude.
Just the tree in general. If you're on a slower melee weapon, you're kind of like, okay.
You better be good at iframing shit because that thing
Yeah.
is as wide as the zone. Like, I feel like the tree is what Rajang's world throwing hitbox would be like.
Yeah.
He just fucking
Definitely.
throws it. It's just like, alright, well, might as well die.
Might as well.
Might as
Dude,
well.
Jin, you didn't have to deal with that back and for you. Because, like, if you were anywhere away from Rajang and he decided to pick up the world and throw it at you, you're just like, oh, well, might as well die.
Yeah, that move was. I mean, if you were close to him, you got so much damage in.
Right,
I'm not
because
missing that. I'm not missing that one bit.
you could just, get underneath them or whatever and pile on them forever. But yeah, if you decide to run halfway across the map and do it, you're like, ah, shit, here we go.
And you can't iframe that.
No, there's no way. Like,
No.
you have to sheath and Superman it, or
Yep.
I mean, if you can't sheath, if you're a fucking, heavy bowgun or great sword or gun lance, you're just like,
Gunlance.
here we go.
Just gonna use that great sword to block and do 5 units of.
I mean, I'll take that block over a death any day.
Yep. Especially
Speaking
if
of
it's like
Supermaning it,
Apex.
let's chug it down before we hit the runs up, huh?
Oh.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
I got that one. I'll go fill up again. One sec.
Oh, my head.
God, fuck, pounding wine. Fucks.
This lack of sleep is not doing me any favors.
Well, stop playing Pokemon.
Dude, I can't. Freaking guiding lands. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed at 2.
I know.
And then
I was just the same
didn't
way though.
stop.
Like, I started playing at like 11 o'clock at night, and then like I got hit Guided Lands, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta figure out what everything is here.
Yup. And then you look at the clock and it's 6 hours later.
Yep.
All right, which one you guys want to start with out of the 4 we got?
How about the first one, the Narga TA one?
Narga?
Vanov wanted us watch that one.
All right, let's load this one up, and then you do a countdown, and we'll start it up.
Okay, you guys ready?
Wait. I have to pull up the document. Second. Because I'm gonna be watching this shit on mobile probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I watched this
The
one.
Kraut way.
The getaway. Loading screen. Oh wait, so it's the one Jin's, the updated one.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's still the Narga TA run.
Yeah.
The sub 4 TA switch axe Narga TA. I mean, I think most weapons are about sub 4 on Narga TA for TA.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool to see that switch axe is still hanging in there with the best of them.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like, and especially kind of the safety of being in front of Narga. Okay, I'm good.
All right, let's go 3, 2, 1, and play.
Okay.
Ooh, I like his outfit that he picked. Good choice on the hat. The hat usually makes the run, I'll be honest with you, for me.
It's the Kumo set, man.
Dude, I never even wear a hat.
I don't wear hats either, dude.
That's why no one watches your runs. Pick the hat, bro. Pick the hat.
Oh,
I cut deep, man.
man, I'm sad.
I watched your runs, Vanov.
It's okay. I thank you.
We posted it on the last speedrun or the
Oh
Rathian
yeah,
podcast. Too.
I watched that thing. I was like, oh nice.
I think y'all looked way too deep into that. I definitely didn't mean it like that.
So, is that starter like optimal? Because he seemed like he waited there a while for Narga TA.
Or the roar.
I would probably immediately like dunk the ground and then 5 times claw.
Right, just auto enrage it.
Yep, exactly.
I said it, I think, last podcast. I'll say it again. I think Insect Glaive and Switch Axe are easily the most interesting weapons to watch for runs. You don't even have to know anything about Monster Hunter, and you could watch this right now and be like, okay, I can get behind that. What the fuck is that?
100%.
Like, this looks good. This looks good.
I love watching the Switch Axe runs. They're great.
Look at
They're
that
stylish.
shit. He's just in there, fucking him up.
And now he waits a bit, because if you wait a bit, you can sometimes get a stagger after the
Right.
Yeah.
You get the Clagger once they're available.
Yep.
Clagger.
It's crazy how long does zero sum on the claw last. Like the monsters get to attack before you're even ready again. It's just like heavy bowgun.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, the heavy bowgun tenderized attack takes.
Dude, fuck that attack. It takes like 10 seconds and it throws you halfway across the map. I hate it. It's also slow as balls, like to come out. It's delayed like crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, I don't like Claggers. I think Claggers mess up the just the momentum of the fight in general.
Oh my god, yeah.
Definitely. Like
Screws everything up, man.
Just bad AI getting tail swipe there.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's what's better here, the Rajang or because I ran some. And yo, that thing is nasty.
Sorry, you cut out after Rajang.
So I think Glavin's Switch Axe Acidic is actually super competitive.
Are you actually using the free element to get paras or no?
No. You're just using the 10 purple well, and the raw damage is nuts. Like so Acidic Glavinus beats Rajang on Gold Rathian.
Interesting.
Even with her thunder weakness.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. But so I think this run kind of represents well what a lot of bothered about, in the fact that it's like trip and then immediately claw stagger.
Right, it's got that
stagger.
combo.
Yeah, exactly.
Switch Axe is still just great runs to watch, man.
And like here he uses a lot of zero sum, like a lot of sword attacks. So I think that's really good as well. Like it's not like a super polarizing playstyle.
Right, I mean he does a little bit of everything, to be honest.
Yep. And this is why
It looks good.
I really liked watching this run.
It's a good run. It was a solid run. I mean, it could be improved a little bit. He got that bad, launch off into tail whip, which fucking sucks. But I mean, that was a solid run.
Definitely.
I give it a 7. A strong 7.
Strong 7.
Strong 7.
Yeah, I mean, a 7 out of 10 seems pretty good. 7.
What if it was scale was out of 5? You didn't. Whoa! You didn't let me tell you what the scale was, man. Hold on, baby.
Okay, if
hold
it's
on.
out of 5, then I say you're out of your mind because it's
Whoa!
not a 7 out
No
of
matter
5.
what I do, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I'm gonna drink because of that.
Well, stop being wrong. Just stop being wrong.
I'm actually interested in the 248 Gold Rathian on TA.
There's a. Okay, let me load that one up.
I've never watched that.
248 Gold Rathian non-TA. That's crazy time for a Switch Axe.
Yeah.
It's because I think we're seeing a lot of these with the arena being the component that's making everything so low.
Well, right.
Yeah,
Everyone has the exact
plus
same.
The rock.
Yeah, it's a wallbang rock is the setup for every non-TA arena run, and that's the reason why I don't like arena runs. To be honest, they all function exactly the same.
Yep.
That is true.
But, all right. Whenever you guys are ready to.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You got it up, Jen?
Yep. Just go ahead and give me a countdown, boss.
3, 2, and 1. Let's go.
Ooh, looks like a female Sephiroth. All right, what are we doing here?
I dig the armor set look.
Dude, you gotta be fashion hunters, man. It counts. Ask anyone that plays a fighting game. Your color and costume counts.
Absolutely, it's more important than even winning it. I mean, you gotta win in style, right? Duh.
Gotta win in both, man.
You're just not yourself if you're not in your costume, dude. Here's why you used a rock and not just a dung pod. It probably would have been a little bit quicker.
Yeah. No, I think
he started with rocks.
The drink
impact mantle. I'm a
drink,
fan already.
The drinking was suboptimal. Should have drank all that shit.
Right.
Let's see what we're doing here. Did the rocks.
I get
the
impact mantle. Goldian is super vulnerable to KOs.
Yep. And then probably, yeah, the shortcut to claw.
Yeah.
And then
claw
into the
wall
wall.
bang. Okay. So instead of wall bang rocks, it's rocks wall bang. Got it.
Sick
And
mix
here
up,
we
man.
go. Let's see.
Then I'll get KO'd here because fucking just Goldian. Yep.
Yeah, now he's buffing up axe so he can break faster. There you go. Head broke.
I didn't realize that, dude.
And then
The axe mode breaks head super fast with that modifier.
Yep, it's insane. And then here he kind of he shouldn't
Oh,
have gotten.
And
Yeah,
the
that was
claw
sloppy.
wrecked it too, and ugh. Yeah, it was kind of dirty.
Yeah. Okay, and then here we go. The Rocksteady zero sum.
Back in the claws.
And let the zero sum begin.
Yep. Oh, yo, the cat. Oh, come on, the cat. This is God Cat. The cat is literally laying the volcano on top of.
He should have just dropped the trap, and it would have shaved like 30 seconds off on this.
Also,
To be honest, yeah.
After that kickflip, he went for the claw. I think if he had just swung at it, you might have gotten the dunk. Because this
Yep.
sword swing hits like almost 300 after a broken
Yep,
face.
yep. Yeah, it's really strong. And here, I don't know why he axe modes. I mean, like, yeah, the wild morph has good damage, but I'd probably prioritize sword.
And then yeah, you zero sum on the kickflip because
Because,
it's-
and then he actually doesn't get the dunk, which I'm surprised.
yeah, me too. I thought he was gonna get a dunk there. This run could be significantly. What? It's dead already? What the fuck?
Yeah, man. This is
Wow.
when you're dumping 300 motion value, 7.
Okay, I'm very impressed. I did not think that was gonna go that quickly. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That could be faster too. I think that could be a sub 230.
Sub 230, yeah, that might be the case.
Man, that was crazy to watch.
Yeah, there's no
actually.
doubt. You can shave at least 20 seconds off that bad boy, for sure.
That was still a crazy run, but wow. I mean, if you gotten just like a dunk, he didn't get any dunks actually. No dunks.
Yep, none.
Nope.
Interesting though. I mean, that was cool.
And so we have 2, Glavinus or Zin.
Let's go with Glav.
Yeah, Glav is hype.
All right. Then you got Glav up.
I got Glav up.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's Glav.
Oh, he's got the good hat on again. I'm gonna like this run. Okay.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy as Narga TA, yeah.
Oh, even better.
Is that
This-
Basil Goose's switch axe?
No,
That thing looks so sick. Damn,
this
that
is-
weapon
this
looks
is,
badass.
This is Coral Puke with maximum elemental augments.
Okay.
That
Thanks,
shit looks
Capcom, for giving
fucking
us custom
sick.
augments, but we never know what the fuck the weapons are.
Yep.
What's this open? That open. That didn't. I don't know if that was right.
I mean, it's EA, but yeah, opening was kind of.
Yeah,
Jane.
I commented on his.
Well, okay, this is
Tell-
also done back in October. Now TA allows stones, so we can draw their attention with stones before the opening.
Yeah. And this is basically like
Oh, good advice.
vanilla world. This
Yeah,
is vanilla world.
This is
Switch
classic
Axe.
switch axe. With just some sweet ass iframing. Holy shit.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Yup, this is the shit I like to see.
Good unga boongas. Yeah, who doesn't like switch axe runs, dude? Holy shit, they're so good.
I could watch Switch Axe runs all day, dude. Switch Axe and Inkstick Live. They just.
Oh my
look
god.
good.
The iframes, dude. Just on point.
Guy's got class.
Yeah, this run is super fun to watch.
Oh, damn. I was hoping he didn't get hit at all.
Yeah, maybe got a bit greedy. I think he should have dodged in for the second tail swipe so he can get a few hits.
Right.
Yeah. And then here he kind of alternates
Yeah, zero summon axe.
zero summon axe tenderize, yeah.
Nice flinch right there.
Yeah, I think that's guaranteed if you do enough damage to the head when he's prepping the tailspin.
I always like to add, I'm so glad they brought Glavinus to World, because Glavinus is such a great fight.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't majorly fuck him up.
Yeah, I mean, he's still relatively the same fight.
Yep.
He's very fun to fight from non-TA and TA perspective. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of good components to him that make him just an enjoyable monster. I like his attack pattern particularly because some of his things look like they're going to go one of two ways, and it's not the easiest read, but, you know, if you're talented, you can kind of figure out which way it's going to go. I really do like him. I agree with you that it was a good pull for Iceborne.
Yeah.
I miss Hellblade.
Oh, man. I know someone else who would agree with you very much here.
With Zebra? Zebra loves Hellblade.
Like, I don't know what Hellblade, like what World would have done to Hellblade, but seeing how Glavinus turned out, it's, you know, it's probably not going to be super bad.
I wouldn't mind seeing Hellblade come back. I mean, it's not that hard to make it deviant.
Yeah, definitely. But no, we're gonna get Ice Sculptor Roth.
Yeah, right?
Ice Sculptor Roth, oh my god.
And they still haven't teased anything.
I can't believe we got Ice Legiana.
Nah, it'll be Elatrion, don't worry.
You think?
Yeah, Elatrion is
Damn.
a siege monster. Everyone's gonna be pissed off. Don't worry.
Okay.
Wow, he popped the max pot, really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's why he...
automatic disqualification.
Right?
Potion popping, potion popping.
Come on, I mean,
the guy himself doesn't feel super.
he still had like half his life.
Yeah, he probably didn't need that.
And that ate him a couple seconds. Oh, that was bad. That's just a bad hitbox. If you're stuck at the tail when that fire comes out, you're fucked.
Yeah, you can't, especially with the shitty side hops.
Yeah.
You're just screwed. So I like what he does here.
Ooh.
Except he misses the head, which is sad.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad whiff. Ugh.
But if he had gotten it, that would have been pretty good.
I would have caused the clagger, right?
Yep, either Clagger or with these few
the
sword
throat.
swings that he just did, he would have popped it.
Oh, dude, you got hit by the fireball? Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why like even the guy himself.
Yeah, okay, so it's just like 2 swings more to topple from the
Basically.
throat
And he
break.
got that like 30 seconds ago. He could have avoided all of that.
That would have been so much better. That's I'm sorry, dude. That sucks.
Yeah.
Man, it could've
Oh,
been so
fuck
bad.
the ZSD. What? Really? And throws him
What
on
is
the
that?
back?
See,
Fuck.
Oh,
we
this fell
thought
apart,
Claw,
huh?
we thought Claw brought in some problems, but it's
Fuck.
actually zero sum though.
That sucks. Holy shit,
That's
that didn't
no
attach
good.
to the face?
Nope.
Wow.
Poor guy.
He got robbed.
Definitely.
He really got robbed. You know, I think he's kind of panicking maybe a bit.
Yeah. He's looking a little, oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks. That could be so much better. I mean, that was still a really
Yeah.
good run. Like, the iframes were on point.
He had some really good dodging, absolutely.
But, that...
Yeah. Some things in there.
I think that zero sum probably would have killed on the face there.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because
Yeah,
it's a lot of damage. And the face sticks are
Yeah, because it's a huge water zone, too.
huge.
And it was tenderized. I mean, yeah, he probably would have gotten sub 5. Maybe not sub 5, but...
No, I don't know. I think if he way earlier, like when he should have popped it, definitely saw 5. Because like Jin said, he wasted like 30 seconds and then he popped the face.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that sucks. I mean,
Well-
yeah, I say it sucks, but I mean, it was still an awesome run. But
Definitely.
getting robbed like that.
Got our last run up now, Zinogre, right?
Yep. We got Zinogre over here.
Zinogre!
Zinogre is actually one of the few monsters where I like both their Japanese and their translated name. Jin, if you didn't know, Zinogre is Januga in
Yes,
Korean.
yes.
Yeah. And I think
Like
both names are
Gojira.
fine. All right, you guys ready?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Let's go.
MHW Dre.
It's our boy Dre.
Is he on the Discord?
I don't know, but I've seen quite a few runs from him.
I think I've seen one other run from Dre, but
He did Silver Rathalos.
yeah, I think that's what I saw.
We kind of both did some garbage 6-minute Brute Tigrex when the game released.
Oh, that was a sweet claw start. Holy shit.
Imagine if he had magneted to another body part.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, this was before the claw change, but
Yeah.
wow. I mean, that was a pretty sweet start.
I'm okay with this song, too. I dig this.
Is it the Naruto song? Let me see. I'm gonna find this shit.
Wow, he's going
Get
for
that
the
arm.
arms rather than
Get
the
that
head.
arm, girl. Get that arm.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed that you can't stop Zinogre's charge like you could in the other games? Just because the
What do you
stagger
mean?
values are crazy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And this is what you kind of reset in this game, right? Because it's just one of the Zinogre that's
Okay, you want a calm,
yeah.
not fucking crazy.
Like you don't want this charging all over the map. The charging is what you really don't want. And yeah.
Nice,
legs are
nice,
fucked.
nice.
There we go. That's a good trip.
Wow, I don't think any of those Savage Axe hits hit the face.
No, those are all legs.
Yep. I think he's prepping the next Clagger or Trip.
Does Zinogre Clagger on the arms?
Yes.
Huh.
Arm clagger. Okay.
I'm pretty okay. Maybe don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure.
Because he tripped twice. He didn't get a Clagger. I think the Clagger is only on the head.
Only on the head. Okay. Okay, that would make sense why people complain that Claw is super YOLO. Because a lot of people just say that like you YOLO the Claw on Zinogre.
Isn't that dumb that you have to hit certain hit zones for Clagger? Oh no, he does Clagger on the arms. He got one there.
You got one right there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of
But no,
weird that
the-
he got 2 topples before he got a Clagger.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Coding.
Well, it's because usually Claggers are saved. Like the next hit after the threshold
And,
will do it.
And this is like where you kind of start spamming zero sum on the face.
Just
Because
straight up
Zin-
Onga
just
Bunga
Zin-
it.
Yeah, because Zinogre lets you, especially.
What? None of that hit? Holy shit!
What? Okay, that was a really, really cool clutch. I'll give him that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Vanov. Getting just a sword
Yeah.
swing in between the paw swipes would be much better looking.
I think so, yeah. I don't know if it's faster, but I feel like it might be. I like the positioning here.
Ooh, that was a really good,
That was very
hip
good
check evade.
positioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then refresh Power Axe.
What is this song? It sounds like it's Princess Mononoke or something.
No, it's Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish it was Princess Mononoke. That's my shit.
I can give you the name later in the chat.
Yeah, it sounds like a Ghibli song.
Can you give me the phone number to Princess Mononoke?
I'm afraid I don't know that, dude.
I think it's a little bit of a shame though that Zin, when he's not fully charged, is just such a pushover, and he's always been that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game, when he gets charged up, like the freaking visuals on his attacks, my god.
I know, they're so cool looking.
Yeah.
He's just an incredibly designed monster. I like the whole genesis of his body. You know, the reptilian plus the fur plus the lightning. It just comes together very, very well.
Yep.
Plus, he's super agile. You know what I mean? Like it's a very, very cool creature.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's always been a fan favorite. Glad he's back too.
Reminds
So
me of
many
Dark
people-
Souls.
So many people would be mad.
Yeah.
How does this remind you of Dark Souls?
What are you talking about? Something that's got like scales, that's huge, that's got like good animation.
Dude, every fucking monster in Monster Hunter has scales.
Is it my fault that everything good comes from Dark Souls? Is that my fault? Like, what do you mean?
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't say everything good comes from Dark Souls, but everything from Dark Souls is good.
Hey, again, potato, potato. You know what I'm saying?
Well, wait. When he does his charge, you don't get thrown off from claw?
No, you don't, and you get right dead zones, and I don't know if you get, because you know zero sum gives you level, right?
Yeah, level 4 earplugs. Yeah.
So I don't know if that actually helps.
Is Zinogre a level 3 or level 5 earplug monster?
I feel like he shouldn't be level 5.
I thought everything's level 5.
Really? Oh.
Like everything that's not Odo Garen is like level 5. Oh, okay, that's good. Sure.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a good run.
That was a good run. I actually like that run. That was really cool.
Good music choice. Very cool seeing him hit some of those clutch claws as he was flying around doing the flips. Like, I thought he was going to be thrown off for sure, but it didn't happen at all. That was badass.
Clearly got some safe spots.
Yup. Okay.
What else we got going on? Let's see here. Went through the runs, talked about everything on the agenda. Vanov, so here's my question for you.
Yes.
You know, you've been around and you've experienced a couple of these games. What do you see coming forth with the new monster for December? Do you see people coming back? I'm not asking what you think the monster is. What do you see coming back? Or what do you see happening with, you know, the player base? Do you think a lot of people are going to come back? Do you think it's not going to do much? Do you think there's other games out that people are already kind of jumping onto? What are your thoughts?
So, yeah, the Pokemans definitely stole a bunch of people. But,
sure.
So, for the speedrunner player base, obviously they're going to come back and clear the content, I assume, if it's good, or if it's anything worth it gear-wise. Again, Fem has this idea that it's going to be Siege Alatreon, which I hope to hell it is not.
I know, me too. I hope it's not the case, but I have a bad feeling that they're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. They're going to bring in one of the the Black Dragons and a Siege at the same time.
But Alatreon is so fast, though. Like, a Siege isn't.
But my only problem with it is I think Alatreon is too important just to be designated as a normal monster now.
I see.
Kind of like Fatalis. Like, I don't think they would bring Fatalis as a normal monster fight when they brought this whole siege mechanic for like the crazy monsters and like, well, just Cold for now. But I think other big monsters that are, you know, maybe not Zora Magdros or Dalran Moran and fucking Dalmador big. Yeah, they're not that big, but they're pretty important and bigger than normal monsters. I think they would do like that. Or maybe they might just go like a Behemoth route where it's a monster that has, you know, kind of phases and it's always multiplayer scale. I don't know.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind that, except the multiplayer scaling is kind of, I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan.
How would that work in Iceborne actually? Because we have multiplayer scaling for 2 players.
Yeah.
Would it default 2 only?
Or maybe they want you to do it with people.
Maybe. I mean, if it defaulted multiplayer as 2-player, I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I think it would probably be fine as well, yeah. But to answer the rest of Jin's question, how do we feel about like the rest of the player base? So like the casual player base, are they still playing the game or done?
I don't think casual players are playing much. I think most people either finish the story and quit, because I don't think how many people have the trophy for getting Ruiner Nergigante done at HR or Mastering 100? I don't think it's that many.
I have no idea. Yeah.
I think most of the player base fell off. I don't even know how much Iceborne has sold, to be honest. I know base game sold 15 million copies, but I bet less than a fifth of that bought Iceborne, to be honest.
Jesus. And the game looked pretty good from trailers.
I mean, I think it's still
it was definitely hyped.
Like, it was hyped as fuck, and I still think it's miles ahead of base game. I just think the actual difficulty kind of turned off a lot of the casual player base, because I'll be honest, it's way harder than base game. 100%.
Oh no, for sure. Like you know, Rocksteady Mantle isn't really good.
It's Suicide Mantle, dude. It's not.
It's Suicide Mantle.
And then they
I
nerfed
think,
Temporal, so casual
Yep.
players like, well, what do we do now? Might as well die.
I think that might be something. Yeah, I think that's like a very good point because even in base game, like the casual player base seemed to be like talking about how easy the game is,
Right.
and there isn't really any of that in Iceborne from what I've seen.
I don't know. Has anyone complained that the game's too easy?
I don't think so. No,
Because it's
No.
not. I mean,
Yeah.
trust me,
It's definitely not.
It's not. And I think that's what a lot of us like more speedrunner, or I wouldn't call us veterans, but just more people who like the challenge like about Iceborne, because it
Yeah.
is way fucking harder, but it's also just a lot more jank than hard, to be honest.
Yes,
And I think
definitely.
that is what really kills a lot of the casual community.
I see. Yeah, so I think the casual player base, they will come back probably. Like, everyone's gonna come back for a new.
They will when the loot pinata's back. As soon as they
Yeah.
announce Culve or whatever it is, and they're like, go ahead and sniff tracks and get all kinds of good shit. Fuck yeah, I'm in. They're gonna just fucking flock.
I hope it's not. At least I hope they learn and don't give us a weapon pool that consists 90%.
We're gonna get
garbage.
3 weapon pools, and we're gonna have to speed sniff.
No, okay.
Trust me, I already saw
So-
it. I already know what's coming.
I've mentioned this like every other podcast we've done, but would you rather them do a weapon pool for the new whatever siege monster, or would you rather have relic armor?
Okay, so yeah, this is actually a good point. I think in Iceborne, what I was very disappointed with is all the Kitio, Glavinus, Acidic. They have very interesting skill combinations, but the slots are just so bad that it's not worth using them at all compared to like just taking TO and slapping the skills that you would normally get from these armors onto TO.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel armor diversity, and it's not as bad as Draken, but it's not really looking any better.
I mean, it's about as bad. It's 3-piece
Yeah.
TO, Karuga boots, and
Whatever for
whatever.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that.
And I mean, Gunner's no different. It's Slos, or you're running, the same shit.
Yeah. So I would probably rather have relic armor as long as the stat combinations are not too RNG heavy.
Well, and see, that's what I had proposed a while back, is that I was hoping that every piece of armor has a total skill value of 9. And for reference, Garuga legs are 10. They're 2 points of
Yeah.
critical eye, and then like a 4, a 2, and a 2. It's like 10 points.
Yep.
Now, if every piece of armor was 1 less than that and just had, some random amount of sockets or skills, I think that would work out, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you feel about like set bonuses, relic?
I think that would be fine too, because I mean, the set bonuses are cool. Like the stuff we have now, like the new agitator secret, the artillery secret, the maxmite secret. That's all cool stuff, and it's good stuff. The problem is that the sets that they're on
Yes,
are
exactly.
shit. And it's like,
Exactly.
it's the same as how it was in like base game. It's like we had all these set bonuses, but it's like, who the fuck's gonna use them? When
Yep.
we have like Draken or stuff, or they just put all the set bonuses on a level 2 decoration. That's what they
Yeah,
this game.
that's the two. Yeah.
It's like, I would be totally okay with having better armors. Like, what if the relic is just gamma all the high rank monsters, and it's just that's your loophole. You have a gamma version of all the monsters that aren't Elder Dragons are gonna be saved for like Arc Tempered stuff.
Yeah, that definitely would increase the armor pool by a bunch. So how would you do with appearance? Because we had relic armor for you, and then you could both get the skill you wanted and be Fashion Hunter at the same time.
Well, I mean,
How would that work?
rather than go the whole full relic route like 4U did, what if we just did like what Base World did with weapons, but you have, rather than weapons, a set 300
Okay.
weapon pool, you have 500 armor pieces that are just gamma versions of all the other like alpha betas that we have that aren't elders.
And I'd personally like some sort of like say you meld 3 of the same rarity for either a chance at a
Okay,
random or
I think you're asking a
selective.
little too much for Capcom there.
Pushing the needle there, buddy. Pushing the needle.
Yeah, pushing the needle. But I think they have to. Like the RNG they had for Cole was just way over.
Well,
and that they never. Yeah,
go ahead.
Go for it. Like you can never keep people infinitely interested in you. Just by kind of, eventually the will to chase the carrot disappears itself.
Right, and and they've mentioned before of not getting rid of your cold weapons. It's like, dude, I still have 13 tabs of melee weapons I didn't get rid of for the off fucking chance that I'm gonna use them somewhere in master rank or upgrade them or something. But I'm like,
exactly.
At this point, can I just fucking get rid of this shit because it's
so
just a burden?
Because you can always save Wizard it back. Dun-dun-dun.
Shit.
Definitely sponsored, man. He's sell out as hell. But yeah, so I don't know. I cross my fingers for no siege. I cross my fingers that they don't fuck up whatever is in December.
If they don't bring a siege in December and they just bring another monster, I mean, have they even planned on what the next content update is? Because they have to bring a siege back. There's no way they're not going to bring a siege back. Because they made this entire game mode and content based around Kolv. Why would they not reuse it from Master Rank? It's free content.
I mean, but like Zora Magdaros and dead in Master Rank as well, right?
We didn't kill him.
Yeah, well, you can still, like, Arc-Tempered Xeno was a thing.
Yeah, but was Arc, I guess Arc-Tempered.
And Zora as well, right? Yeah. We got zombified versions that were 5 times stronger.
You notice that there is no Zora, or, I mean, there is Zora, but there's no Xeno.
Weapons?
Yeah, weapons for Master Rank. There's no extra tab.
Zora has, but it's guiding.
Well, right, yeah, Zora has, but Xeno doesn't. Do you think we're gonna get a Master Rank Xeno?
I think that might be cool, depending on what they do with it. I think Arc-Tempered Xeno was pretty fun, except when you started resetting chest RNG.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing. Like, it's the same thing as Iceborne. It's fun to fight, but not to speedrun, because it's just, you're just grinding for that critical chest RNG.
Oh, that was stupid, man.
I never bothered doing Xeno, because I saw that, and I was just like, nope.
I was grinding the first 3 days on Longsword, and then someone figured the AI had to fall exactly on the flying laser move.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, no, I'm done.
Yeah, once you realize that it's all up to the AI deciding on what move to use, it's like, okay, well, that's no fun at all.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of the case with all monsters, really, but not to the same degree. Because, let's be honest,
that was the lock. You couldn't do the lock without it.
Exactly. Like, Glavin is using the type of tail swing you don't be having access to like 100 hit zone for 10 seconds straight.
Right.
It's not the same thing. So yeah. And random other thing that annoys me is like I see more people on Twitter cope about HP mods. Yo, that shit is annoying me.
What do you mean about HP mods?
Well, like if I had lower HP mod, I could have gotten them.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, like HP variance in Iceborne is like 3% between lowest and highest.
I've noticed that it's not that big of a deal. It's like what, 1500 HP tops?
Like less, 3%, right? Or like 20k?
Well, I mean, I think 20k is the low one. I think most monsters have around 22.5.
Well, it depends. The Barioth is like 19k and he's tier 2. Zinogre is the only.
Barioth though.
Hey, he's not that bad. Okay, like I actually like.
So on 22k, a variance of 3% is like 1200 life, of max to minimum. So you're off by about 700 each time. That's not a lot at all.
And that's like depending on the weapon, that's one hit.
Yeah, it's like one hit. Or like for bow, it's like a dash dance.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. It sucks to complain about that if you're trying to grind for down to the second. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter that much.
The life is not a big deal. Yeah, most people are still at the point where the matchups aren't even optimized.
Right, so we're nowhere near there yet.
Exactly. So immediately blaming HP mod feels something, I don't know. It just feels like a lazy excuse. It's like, okay, you didn't get the run, you know you can go faster. I can watch your run and I see that you get hit 3. So instead of blaming HP mod, just like work on that instead, I don't know.
Just don't get hit, man.
Yeah, just press X. It's
Just press
easy.
X.
Don't get it. Just press X. Just press X.
I mean, all you people out there that are trying to get good at Monster Hunter, that's the best advice we can give you, man.
That's
Press
easily
X.
the best advice. Just press
Stop
X, man.
fucking swinging your
unscrew-
sword. Press X.
Yeah. Unscrew your DualShock controller, get that like dust wiper can out, and just spray that X button as hard as you can. No dust in it, and then you can iframe like a god, I guarantee.
Iframing in Iceborne is actually way easier than base game too. Like
You think?
they've softened up on a lot of the hitboxes.
For the new monsters, or even for the
Well, even for returning monsters, I mean, maybe not like the actual returning monsters, but like their variants, like
yeah.
Anjanath, Narga TA, Savage Joe, Goose, way easier to iframe everything on.
That's true. Can we talk about Ruiner for a second?
Yeah, go for
Like,
it. What's up?
That
Yeah.
shit is dude, that shit is garbage. It's,
Really,
like,
you don't
worse
like the
than Arc
Ruiner
Tempered.
fight?
It's
A lot of people don't, from what I've been hearing lately.
I literally find it
I mean,
because Arc Tempered I had one move to worry about, right? The Pepega Slam.
yeah. Now you have 7 of them.
Exactly. And the thing is like the spike shotgun, okay, you can outposition it to some. That's not really a problem. But the things like the 7 variations of Pepega Slam, where one is like this like 0.2 second slap into slam that you cannot possibly react to, like the quick, right?
Oh yeah, fuck the quick one, dude.
It's bullshit. Or the other thing where he just like, and like it's a full body hitbox. So if
Wait,
you're
hold
not-
on, you cut out there. The one where he just like quickly jumps across the screen.
No, the one where he just like drifts with his arm and then he kind of like does a spike explosion.
Oh,
But
okay, yeah.
The drift is instant. You can't hit. Yeah, that's like this shit triggers me super hard because week 1 I didn't have much time to play, and then I like saw some people were like, "Oh, yo, Ruiner Nerg is super good. They fixed all the problems of old Nergy," so I was really hyped. And then I fought him in the story, and I'm like, "Yo, what is this? This is not fixed."
Well, I mean, okay, so I was the same way though. Like I fought him in the story, and I thought, okay, it was a cool fight. I didn't mind it. I didn't know the fight, so I obviously got hit a bunch.
Yeah.
Hacking on bleed on Narga TA is a dick move, by the way.
Yep.
But I thought fighting him in the Guided Lands, and I was just like, oh, okay, he is fucking crazy, because I didn't care so much about his Pepega slams, but it was more so that everything he does is like Spike Nova.
Yep.
Like,
And the thing is, you can't really like once he grows the crystals, you can break them, but that doesn't remove the AOE element, even if you.
right, yeah, he always has that AOE. Like if he does any
Yeah.
attack with that arm, he'll do an AOE.
Yes. So it's after a certain point, it's like you said, it just becomes crazy. And it's just okay. I guess I'm gonna try not to get bled on, and because the thing is, the spikes are like almost his like second strongest attack. The spikes hit super hard for some fucking reason.
Yeah, they do like half your life plus bleed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's okay. I guess I'll just die then.
Yeah, I guess I'll just die then, right? Monster Hunter. So, a question about Ruiner for you. So being that PC is less than 2 months out at this point, I've been telling people we will probably get a optional quest for Ruiner and Narga TA on
Absolutely.
PC before consoles. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's. I mean, if I. What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying. So there's about 7 weeks left before PC Iceborne, and I have a feeling that they're not going to bring out a Ruiner and Narga TA optional quest. And by the time
No,
it launches on
Definitely
PC,
not.
yeah, Arati and Hex and everyone, well, not Hex, Asterisk will
Asterisk, yeah.
crank out an optional quest way before console gets one.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm sure. Like this time it's not even because in base game there was the whole problem. PC being able to, I mean, base world had a lot of optionals. The only things we were missing basically Devil Joe.
Well,
Now
we had a
we
Devil
have-
Joe optional. I mean, that one wasn't too bad.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the special arena. Yeah, no,
Oh.
we had a Devil.
Okay.
But I'm feeling like there wasn't as much quests for PC to add optionals, but now in Iceborne it really is.
Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Because a bunch of stuff now suddenly does not have optionals. And I think like that's gonna be really good for PC because then they don't have to worry about, I have to wait 2 more weeks for this quest to come back on cycle because I want to run Basil and I can't. So yeah, I think PC definitely will have a Ruiner optional before console does. Like granted, 100% sure.
I'm wondering even if Ruiner will even ever get an optional. I'm sure we'll get a tempered Ruiner quest at some point, but I'm like...
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has no tempered. Does he have a tempered?
He does not. Currently, no. There's no tempered Ruiner.
Yeah.
Anything that comes out in Guided Lands is regular Nerg.
Yep.
Which is weird. Like, so, like, if they bring back Arc Tempered monsters, like, are they gonna give us tempered Ruiner, or are they just gonna give us Arc Tempered? I don't know how that's gonna work out.
But dude, Arc Tempered Ruiner sounds like I don't know.
Yeah, okay, honestly, I don't want Arc Tempered anything in Iceborne because if they're just gonna crank up the stats to be 3 times their values like they did in base game, fuck it, I'll pass. It's fine.
Yeah, same. I'm not running that shit. Like it's like shit in Iceborne is arguably enough already. Like I think the staggers are fine.
I mean, it feels like Master Rank. I mean, not Master Rank. It feels like 80 monsters from base game. I think they feel pretty good to fight.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
We don't need to crank their values up 7 times.
And, what do you? Because I know there's some plans for PC maybe. Because people are talking about reworking Claw to make it not tenderize and fixing hit zones, which they will have.
Oh yeah, PC's gonna go crazy on that shit.
Yeah. So how? I mean, like honestly, that puts PC in a much better place. Actually, good-looking ones potentially. I don't know because. But
here's the thing:
Claw Stagger still exists.
Right, Claw Stagger still gonna exist, and people aren't gonna like PC runners playing mods with like no clutch claw. We're just having better hit zones off the bat, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, nobody gives a shit about PC runs anyways. The TA Wiki doesn't care about them, and nobody watches PC runs.
Yeah, the problem is that it's a lot of, at least for the base game, things might be different around this time. Strats from console, and people don't really care about copied strats from console on PC runs because it's the same thing they've seen like 6 months. Shit, I'm cutting off again, right?
Yep, you sure are.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So basically what I was saying is that the reason why a lot of people don't care about PC is because a lot of the PC runs just use strats from console.
Right.
And there's not really anything much interesting in watching the same run like 6 months ago, but now 5 seconds faster because the guy has removed the HP variance, got the best size.
I agree 100%.
Bingo.
And
Spot
now
on.
that the games are much closer together release-wise, I think that's going to have a much lesser impact.
Well, that on top of nobody's doing Iceborne runs. They are very far and few between. So I think
basically
when people start doing PC, like that's when people are going to start getting into the, okay, let's start optimizing shit again.
Mm-hmm. Now that they actually can.
Yeah. People I think are just waiting for, just less of the elements that they could just, cut out and not worry about at this point.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see where Capcom's going to go next. I don't know if it's going to be a console game or like a portable game. I have no idea. But I want to see what they learn from Iceborne, if they learn anything.
So here's what I'm thinking. So they come out with a Monster Hunter game every year since 2004. It's been a thing. I think the next game is going to be Stories 2. Shut up. I know what you're thinking.
It's a good game. Dude, I love
Stories. I think Stories on the Switch would be fucking amazing. Plus, with the backlash of the whole Pokemon thing, I think Stories would do so well.
I can get my Pokermans in a different game.
Yeah, it's just more Pokermans. I think they're gonna do that as kind of like a side title, just to have another Monster Hunter title out for a while.
Makes
then
sense.
I think they will do probably another Switch title, like 2 years down the road from now. And then a PS5 title, yes.
Sounds accurate. Because I know there was this whole fake leak of like Monster Hunter Victory or whatever.
Okay, I don't think anyone believes about Victory.
No,
Come on.
That was super funny. Jin is like, I think Jin is puking.
No, I was I had a sneeze.
Jin's fine.
Well, I
So,
think
yeah.
that's everything we've got on the list today. Showing here a little bit over 2 hours. Vanov, I think this has been some absolutely insightful conversation, and I appreciate you being on here. Phemeto, you got anything before we go ahead and cut it out here, brother?
Not a whole lot. I think we touched pretty much everything that we haven't already touched 17 times before in previous podcasts. But I would like to thank Vanov for coming out. I mean, he didn't want to do webcam stuff, but that's totally cool. Hopefully he has his drink in hand and has been drinking with us.
Definitely. I am ready to plop in bed. Just
That's-
kidding, gotta go catch Pokemons.
I know, yeah. I'm gonna go catch Pokemons too. I had a lot of fun. I really love doing these podcasts. They're really fun.
They're very fun.
So yeah, I'd just like to thank you, Vanov, again for coming on,
problem.
and we'll have to
Thank you
see
for
who we
inviting me.
grab next time.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. And
Thanks, everybody, for watching. And this has been the loading screen, and we'll go ahead and we'll catch you next week. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, see you, peoples. Bye.
See ya.